God bless everyone. I hope everybody's doing really good. I apologize. I know this video is going out really late, but it's been a very busy, hectic day. But let's get right into it. So, welcome back to Proverbial Insights. This week we're doing chapter 19 of the book of Proverbs. And the verse that I chose is verse 14, which really called my attention, which says, Fathers can give their sons an inheritance of houses and wealth, but only the Lord can give an understanding wife. So this really stood out for me. I guess I can relate, right, when it comes to being a wife. And the way that I see it in the Bible, God always talks about the wife as having such a power within the home. Now, I'm not saying like an authority, because we know that with God there's an order. Jesus is the head, and the husbands submit to Christ, and then is the wives to their husbands, and the children to their parents. So everything's in order. But when it's so specific that it talks about a wife who is wise, can edify her home, can build up her home, like there's the wife who is foolish that can bring down her home with her hands. How a wise wife can be a crown to her husband, as a foolish wife can also be rottenness to his bones. So this is it's so powerful, and the influence is so significant for a man as well. When God talks about that a man is to love his wife as Christ loved the church. That's so huge in comparison. It carries so much weight. But us as women, and being married, and how this says, but only Lord can give an understanding wife. And if you look at before it, how it says that fathers can give their sons an inheritance of houses and wealth, we're talking about material inheritance. When you talk about an understanding wife, that means that what you're leaving behind as a woman who is wise is way more treasurable than what it is of material value. When you are a woman who is wise, you're leaving this print in your husband, in your children, just in your home in its essence, with the way that you love, in the way that you speak, in the manner that you carry yourself. I think that when, as if you're both equally yoked, and if you're equally yoked and it's something that you've come into a marriage where you and your husband are both following Christ, it's so beautiful, and it's so in sync to the perfect order that God has outlined for marriage and as a family. When you are married, but let's say like your husband is not walking with Christ, and you're the only one who's accepted Christ in your life, I think the weight becomes even double more so, because you're actually the light in that home, not only carrying yourself as a wise woman, but you're also carrying yourself as the light of the gospel that you're bringing into your home. So in my sense, I'm the latter. I'm the one that right now, like I'm the one who has accepted Christ in my home. As of right now, my husband still hasn't accepted Christ. So this is something that has been really like a very personal and also individual walk with Christ. If you find yourself in this situation, yes, it can be a tremendous weight, because you feel like you don't have anybody, let's say, to lean on when it comes to these things within your home, right? You should have a community, which I thank God that I do. But within your own home structure, you feel like this tremendous weight. But the thing is to be able to, one, always ask God for wisdom and for God to guide you. To always allow yourself to be in communion with Christ, as you should be, if you're a follower of Christ, as you should be, and studying his word, and fasting and prayer is so important. And also that way, with the way that you are, you sanctify your husband. Doesn't mean that he's being saved through you. No, what that means is that he's seeing a light through you. He's seeing something different in you. Your influence is Your spiritual influence is so strong when you carry that testimony that's correct before your husband, and even with your husband and with your children. Okay, you leave a great print, a great impression on your kids, that's something that they take with them. If they're daughters, they want to be able to also do the same and act in the same manner. And also, if they're men, they're going to seek for that in a woman as well, a woman who's walking with Christ, and a woman who is wise and allows herself to be guided by God. So what I would say in summary, what I'm saying is that, the woman has such a powerful influence in our home, and we just have to choose which one we want to be. Do we want to be the wise one who edifies her home, or do we want to be the foolish one who tears it down with her hands? Do we want to be the ones that are a cause of shame to their husband, or do we want to be the ones that are a crown to their husband? And this has to do with you just being able to be selfless. This is with everything. But in this particular verse, what I'm saying is for you to be selfless, for you to seek the bettering of your relationship and in being in one with God and what God wants you to do. And not act on these selfish impulses that we tend to do, but always seek God in everything. And there's a beautiful harmony when you're both equally yoked, and when it's not the case, still God just manifests and glorifies himself. If you have put yourself completely in God's hands, God is going to do something beautiful in your home, and you will be the light in your home, and you will bring the gospel to your home, and you're going to be a source for people of strength and of prayer, and it's something beautiful. So if this is your position, please don't get discouraged. Just keep going, okay? All right, so next week we'll do chapter 20 of the book of Proverbs. I'm so excited because we're already in chapter 20. So we'll see you next week. God bless you and take care.